I'm an ex-professional footballer. I was at Charlton and Leyton Orient and Stevenage Borough, and I represented my country, Zimbabwe. And I've played non-league before and after. I'm still currently playing non-league football as well. I haven't managed to let go of the bug of playing weekly. So, yeah, and I run emotional well-being programs in schools, youth organizations, and things like that. Just trying to um, use sport and the principles behind it, sport and play, really, and the principles behind those things to really engage with children and young people, as well as also trying to help them um, deal with a lot of the adversity that you invariably go through as a child, but also with the number of things that children have to face, not just sort of pandemic wise, but it could be anything from socioeconomically, culturally, anything that can have an impact on their identity and sense of belonging. When I was playing professionally, I knew that football was going to be finished with me pretty quickly. So I tried to set myself up as best I could. I started, I attended law school part-time. So for 4 years, every Tuesday and Thursday evening, I was, if I didn't have a game, I was traveling down to Holborn and studying law. The goal was to go into human rights law, just to do something that I felt was going to benefit society, or at least give me a sense of feeling that I was contributing towards a wider a wider purpose in life. It can't be underestimated it's how big a role it's been, both personally and professionally. So personally, it's taught me, it's developed my soft skills, adaptability, resilience, I guess, my identity and sense of belonging. I've managed to, as when I was growing up, and as an immigrant coming to England in the mid 90s, you're struggling to kind of find your place in the world, and as well as just the general uh, trials and tribulations of growing up, trying to figure out, okay, so who am I? But knowing that I could use sport as as a way to help integrate was huge. I think it was the opportunity to collaborate. So a lot of what I do is based on collaboration, working with different organizations to address a common need, whether it's in a school, a youth organization, whatever that may be. Even playing football, right? I've got to work within a team context, and we've got to work together to achieve a common goal. So that idea, but just on this grander scale, it was looking at, okay, well, how can we actually impact policy? Um, how can we provide data and evidence that certain needs on a bigger scale, and try and push for change, for positive change, not just for change's sake, not just to say that, okay, well, we're looking to address these things, but it's actually to be as impactful as possible. And for me, um, that's the power of collaboration. It's using different perspectives to ensure that the impact you want is as effective as possible. But because I work very much on the front line of things, of delivery, I work with children and young people, or different communities, on a weekly basis. It's so important for me to understand the higher levels of governance structures. So that was, I guess, one of the other reasons, because then it for me, it tries to ensure that what's happening at the ground level is being addressed at higher up, and that there's always that connection. The only way you do that is by making sure that you've got organizations there of different sizes. So not just CEOs of large organizations, whether they're for profit, not for profit, they're third sector, whatever they are. Because I think just by definition, once you become a bigger organization, it's quite easy to look at the wider scope and forget about the smaller intricacies of communities. I'm really keen to ensure that what we do is as impactful as possible, and it's not about the optics. And certainly being part of the board meeting a couple of days ago, I I feel like I couldn't be in a better environment where where you're with people who think along the same lines, and it's all sort of action oriented. People are very much of the mindset of, okay, if we want to do something, how can we do it? Um, and who can we talk to about that? And let's be let's be as politely and respectfully forceful with this, because we're not trying to um, we haven't got an agenda beyond positive progress and positive development. So um, if we can do that and bring along 200 organizations along as well, and provide that positive leadership, then I think society in general benefits.